Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, as you've all seen, it gets so tiresome, doesn't it? But the Paralympics, nonetheless, is set to begin in about a week or so, and already it is in a lot of controversy, a lot of backlash. I tell you now, I don't know what it is about our world today, but nothing, and I mean nothing, can be normal. There's always got to be something wrong going on. Let's be honest about this. Our society really does have a talent for it. But the reason the Paralympics is facing a lot of backlash before it's even began is because for the first time, a trans athlete will compete in women's races. But I believe they are in the 100 meter and 400 meter T12 events. Now, this athlete, before transitioning in 2019, apparently won 11 national titles in the visually impaired categories as a man, and last year won the bronze in both the women's 200 meter and 400 meter at the Para Athletics World Championships. So from what I've just read, it does seem pretty fair, right? And I imagine all the women who are competing in these same races at the Paralympics are looking forward to competing against a full-grown dude. Yeah, probably not. But I'm talking about this story once again, as some of you guys will know. I covered it a few days ago, but I'm talking about it once again because the trans athlete Valentina Petrillo has spoken out against the critics and essentially called it jealousy. Oh man, I don't know what planet we're living on any longer. But before I get into it, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating. You guys have been smashing it recently. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video of me speaking out against today's madness. Like with this video today. Leave your comments down below as the video progresses. I want to hear your thoughts on this story. It is absolutely insane. Share this video around, but let's sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Yeah. I'm losing it. So a Spanish outlet that goes by the name of Relevo have interviewed Valentina Petrillo. I know, how stunning, how brave. And they have published this article that goes as follows. Valentina Petrillo, the first trans woman at the Paralympic Games. Before the storm, what I do is real and I have nothing to fear. I wonder where that confidence comes from. Who knows? Valentina Petrillo, remember his name because it will be repeated a lot these days. I wonder why. The Italian will be the first trans athlete in history to compete at the Paralympic Games. Just shows where we're at right now within society. He will do so in the 100 meter and 400 meter T12 events. His joy of being able to compete as a woman clashes with the bewilderment of those who do not understand that he can participate. Yeah, because we all use common sense here and we live in reality and we think men should only compete against men and women against women. Pretty simple. Honestly, I can't wait to be in Paris and race on that beautiful purple track and in front of all that enthusiastic crowd. I think there would be a lot more love for me than I can imagine. The sprinter talks to us during his preparation for Paris 2024. It's only fair that each of us can express ourselves in our own gender. Sport should teach us the value of inclusion, and this is fundamental for people's happiness. Well, you can't really have inclusion and fairness within women's sports because when you adopt the buzzword inclusion, you allow men to compete against women, and that is no longer fair. Sporting integrity goes out the window. So you can't have the two. And I think most people, if not everyone, apart from the woke liberals, want fairness in women's sports. It shouldn't be too hard to ask for, but then again, welcome to our world. This is not the first time that Petrillo has spoken to Relevo. He chose the same medium to address the Spanish fans who were hurt by what happened at the 2023 Paris Paralympic Athletics World Championships. In the semi-final, he was ahead of Melanie Burgess, who did not achieve direct qualification for the Games. So already causing controversy in the past and Spanish fans not being too happy about it. The Spanish woman's pain was supported by several athletes who defended her and criticized the fact that the World Para Athletics has not yet taken the same measures as its namesake World Athletics, which does not allow trans athletes who have gone through puberty as men to participate even if they meet the required blood testosterone levels. Yeah, I don't know why they can't adopt the same rule, but clearly a lot of people aren't happy about this. You've got this situation out in Spain where several athletes came out and defended the Spanish athlete who was against this male. A lot of controversy. The unrest served as a breeding ground for the most reactionary and transphobic sector in Spain. Yeah, speaking out against men and women's sports is very transphobic, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that one. Once his inclusion in the list of the Italian delegation became known, the criticism returned, as it should. Some media recalled the episode that affected Burgess, although they ignored the fact that the Spanish woman did qualify and will compete in the same events as Petrillo. Doesn't really matter because she shouldn't be competing against this guy in the first place. No woman should be competing against this male. As for the rest of the world, the sprinter has had to file a defamation complaint against unknown people for discrimination against equality after receiving tens of thousands of insults through social networks. I don't know what's going on, man. It seems like as soon as anybody faces any sort of criticism, especially people on the woke side of things, the law comes into play. They're going to file a lawsuit, file a defamation complaint. I have learned to let go of what I cannot control. I am now psychologically stronger than I was some time ago, and this is also due to the support of my psychologist. People always criticize, for whatever reason, and that is why in my case they are even more likely to do so, he reflects. Again, I wonder why. But there is Valentina Petrillo speaking at some event. Oh, Milan Pride. But they have been diagnosed with Stargardt syndrome at the age of 14, which led to his visual impairment, so they will be competing as an athlete who is visually impaired. He became part of his country's futsal team and won 11 national titles. In 2018, he began his gender transition and became the first trans woman to participate in the women's category of the Italian Paralympic Athletics Championships in 2020. In 2021, he achieved 5th place at the European Championships. However, the Italian Federation ruled out his participation in Tokyo 2020, motivated by protests from some of his compatriots. So a lot of people have a huge issue with this. Yet everybody clearly is in the wrong for having an issue with this, just like everything else. I gradually understood that you have to live with people's envy and jealousy. Oh my word. I don't think many people are jealous, I can tell you that for a fact. But for my part, I am aware that what I do is real, and therefore I have nothing to fear, says the athlete, who won, again, 2 bronze medals at the World Championships in Paris, and now hopes to revive his assault on the podium at the Games, especially in the 200-meter event. Could you imagine this full-grown dude standing on the podium? I expect him to. And I hope the women, like we've seen in the past, don't stand there smiling and laughing. They need to stand up for themselves. I can win a medal, but I have to do better than my personal best from last year because the level has increased compared to the 2023 World Cup, he says. His participation in Paris 2024 will hardly go unnoticed. Just take as an example of what happened to cisgender boxers assigned female at birth and who identify as such, Aman Khalif and Lin Yuting at the Olympic Games. However, beyond the sporting controversy that will have to be evaluated by the higher sporting bodies, his image on the track of the Stade de France at the most important event in World Paralympic sports will serve as visibility and inspiration for trans people. So already we can see what they value here and what they classify as more important. You've got the sporting controversy in this person's eyes all the way down here, and this is the view that a lot of the woke liberals leftists take. But again, sporting controversy, fairness, down here, and visibility, inspiration, and inclusivity all the way up here. Valentina Petrillo clings to this as he acknowledges in this interview, yes, I am absolutely aware of the social and cultural value of my presence in Paris 2024. I will do everything possible to rise to the occasion and achieve a sporting result of a certain competitive value. There is a community that supports me and looks up to me, but even those who are not from the LGBT... What? Hold on a second. I've not seen that one before. Is this because it's been translated into English? But even those who are not from the LGBTIQ+, it's got to be a translation issue there. But they encourage him nonetheless. But they see me as an inspiring role model, and this for me is the most beautiful thing. Yes, well, those people also lack common sense. I'm just going to be honest here. It is not inspiring. It is not beautiful. It is not stunning and brave. It is actually very wrong. No man should be competing against women. I don't care how people feel. I don't care how offensive that sounds to some people out there. It's just common sense, right? Common sense. I know it seems to be this very offensive thing today, and you can't have a view that is based in common sense. You have to go along with delusion, but nah. Leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on this story. What are your thoughts on Valentina Petrillo labeling people as envious and jealous? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.